Hello, how we do? Oh, hey. Oh, that's funny. That's still on screen.
Oh, what did you do? Oh, this.
The meme.
Yeah, that was still on screen. Because it was on the other, oh God, I was so tired. It was on my other window. I pop up and I'm like, does everything look? Nope. Nope, everything doesn't look good. I had to think for a second. I was like, did I have anything inappropriate on it? No. No, it did not.
Oh, wait. What did Unfunny One do to all his daddies?
Gamble them away.
No.
He has a problem. He says it's because he wants to be free of the shackles of daddies, but actually it's because he has a gambling problem.
What did he do? Where did he spend them all? Wait, hold on.
There were so many daddies.
No, he didn't.
Where are
Yeah.
they gone?
Why didn't he had what 24,000? Why didn't he redeem us a trump card for the coming war? What the hell, dude?
A triumph, you mean, or a trump card?
I was about to say.
He almost had
A good
100.
one.
He almost had 100,000 too. Like he was so close to 100,000.
I got a chunk.
He had over 90,000. Over 9. He had over 90,000. If I almost had 100, I almost made a fucking what's it called?
I'm gonna gamble. Oh no!
Like
I
a
don't
new
want-
thing for daddies just for him. But he spent them all. Now he could have been a contender, you know. Oh well. Oh well.
I did it! I got 430 daddies. Hells yeah!
Okay. Well, this is. Well, you know what? You know what the best part
Guys,
about
don't play the pick a card. It's rubbish. Do scratches. That's the way. Well, why am I telling you this?
Listen, Jake.
Yeah, you don't want them to have more daddies.
You know there's the algorithm. Jake, listen. Having 1,618 daddies, does that make you feel warm and loved inside?
You're talking about Tesh, not me.
God damn it! God damn it! Oh no! And so it begins. I blame you, Josh. It's Josh's fault.
Did you see the struggle there as he was trying to remember the other name? I blame you. Grrr. You hear the old modem noises as he's dialing up. Right? Oh, God. The man just doesn't get enough sleep. You know that's really bad for you, Scott.
Yeah, I'm legitimately right now. I'm like, wow, I feel a little nauseous. I'll get through this.
I had that after my day of very little sleep and massive anxiety, and was like, cool. And then I passed out for 12 hours. You need sleep.
12 hours is annoying about the sleep. Oh, I feel like I did nothing that day. Yeah, so just as a reminder for this session's not really an RP one. There might be little points here and there, but for the most part, we're talking about rules, talking about the kingdom. We're going to do 2 bouts of kingdom rolls as we finish up the month of, February, and or their equivalent of, and we'll probably handle the whole month of March right now as well. But also, quick little announcement. My wife and daughter just got in a car accident. Hey, but they're okay. So everything's good.
You can't just say that.
Why would you tell the poor people that?
Well, yeah, they're fine. Everything's because I'll probably talk about it later on in Discord. So once I get more details, but they're okay. You know, somebody thought the red octangular sign with the 4 letters on it meant maybe. You know, suggestion. Perhaps, if you may.
Is it octangular over there?
Right? Is it?
Right.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 8 sides, right?
Yeah.
Not 6. Yeah, 8 sides. Yeah. Octangular.
I'm pretty sure ours is 8-sided as well.
Yeah, is yours 8 sides?
You know what? Now you've got me doubting.
Yeah, now I have to look.
Our
stop sign.
signs, I think, are circular. Yeah, Josh thinks it's a hex.
1,
Ours
2,
are
3, 4,
definitely
5,
not,
6, 7, 8. No,
circular.
8. 8 sides. Josh didn't have sleep. Ignore Josh. Now I'm gonna write British stop sign.
Yeah, let's find out. I feel like it's I don't know. There's multiple stop signs.
Yeah, no, ours are octangular.
It's fine. Stop signs don't mean anything to me.
So I should actually now text her. She's trying to find paperwork in her car. All right. All right. So I'm looking for British stop signs. I typed the British stop signs and they're octangular. Yeah. Right.
So are you the one that drives, Neil?
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Where's Chloe? Can we get Chloe on the call, please?
Oh dear.
Yeah, because I've stopped long before that, Sil. Because you don't trust drivers in cars. Because they're all blind.
Do you
and
trust?
brain dead.
Do you trust comedians in cars, drinking coffee?
Oh fucking! It took me a second to realize what the hell you were talking about.
Sorry, it's really bad jokes. All right, so let's kind of jump into this. I shared with you guys on Discord and I shared with you guys in Discord the rule set, that's the basic rule set from Pathfinder for how it is to do mass combat. And the basic rule set is pretty darn good because it is so friggin' basic. The problem is it's so basic, we're going to have to do some modifications. So there's a company, Legacy Publishing, Legacy Games, whatever they're called. They came up with their own rule set for mass combat and kingdom building and released 3 books for it. The problem is theirs is so overly complicated that we're like, yeah, we're not doing that. I actually have been using most of their method of doing the kingdom building for a while now. Some of your edicts are different than they otherwise would have been. Some of the population counts are different than they otherwise would have been. Just because I liked the enhanced version, it was more in depth than just flat boringness. So just to make you guys kind of aware of how that happens. But their mass combat version is like very complicated versus very simple. So we're just going to kind of push between the two of them. The basic concepts are pretty much the same, but Tesh looks like he wants to say something. I caught myself.
I'm trying to go through the Discord to find what the link to this, and you guys talked a lot of shit with very weird things in chat while I was asleep yesterday. So, where is this link?
I think it was this morning, actually, is when.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Jake and Neil already mentions that, I think. Earlier, you have stepped away for a second. Didn't you guys talk about this earlier? You talking about Kingmaker spoilers?
No, it's just
He's talking about Kingmaker casting.
Oh yeah, we were
weird shit in there.
I gave you guys stuff in there, but also I think it's also in announcements. But either way, I can send you the basic rules link right now. They're
this is the military record sheet, which is I look at it and I'm like already like, this is too much.
Tesh, over on Twitch, you're gonna find the I just posted the link.
I didn't even look at the record sheet properly. I gave it a glance at once over because Scott sent it to me last night at like midnight, and I was like, well, screw Scott.
Well, that's if you wanted to have a physical record. I actually already have a digital record set up that you guys just can't see yet. All right, so let's kind of get into what some of these rules are and everything. Again, I know you guys to some degree have looked this stuff over and whatnot, but let's kind of go over the basics.
Let's go with that.
So, well different degrees of. So the basics of these rules are very simple. In the combats that's going to take place. So never mind the build up to the travel and all that stuff. In the actual combats that are going to take place, there's going to be a few factors. One, how big is the army? That's a baseline thing. How big is your army? 2, what kind of creatures are fighting in your army? And then 3, who commands your army? Those are the most important details because that sets something called the ACR, which is like the Army Challenge Rating. You guys know what CR is. So ACR is just going to be the baseline for a lot of other details. Now, most of that stuff is going to be pretty like, I don't really give a shit about that. Once it's established, just tell me my piece of paper. The important things that you're going to need to know are derived from that. And so this is literally how easy combat is. DV, which is defensive value, same thing as armor class. For the most part. OM, offensive modifier, same thing as attack roll for the most part. So DV and OM are pretty easy to calculate. Those are your 2 primary things. And then your morale bonus, like how good you are at convincing your soldiers to keep fighting against the odds, not to break apart and run. Okay? When you get into the commander stuff, it gets a little bit more nitty gritty, and I'm excited to go over that with you because Tesh is going to realize he's amazing. That's right, Tesh.
Good to know.
You're amazing. I've also statted out for you all of your commanders and what it is that they're capable of. So the Kingdom Tracker sheet. We have Neil and Tesh on the Kingdom Tracker sheet. If you could just pull that up as well, Jake, that'd be wonderful. So you guys can see it. I think I have a viewable link I can throw onto Twitch chat in case others care to follow along as well. You don't have to look at this by any stretch of the imagination, but here's a link if you want to see this as well. All right. So looking at this here, let me you're going to see all the stuff at the bottom that you usually see on there, which is going to be Kingdom, BB Calculator, Kurzfall, RID, which currently isn't calculated in, Towns 3, Towns 4, and then a data sheet, right? That's what you see at the bottom. But now you're also going to see something called War Details.
Slap bang in between Town 3 and Town 4.
For me,
That irks me.
I moved it over. It just kind of gets thrown everywhere it gets thrown in. I moved it over to after the data sheet. So when it comes to the, what's this called? The war details, you're going to see on here the different commanders that you could potentially use and the various abilities that they have. Excuse me. Whew, sorry. So if you guys are on that tab, and I can show this on...
-1.
I should be able to show this on stream for
Enemy
viewers
morale
too.
-1. Cutting words. I love it.
This is going to be mostly accurate for people on stream. This won't be 100% accurate for everybody. Show to everyone. Bam. Okay. So for everybody viewing. So if you guys just watch on Twitch, you can follow there. So anyways, what you're going to see is for the commanders, there are so many factors that matter. So there's going to be your character level. That's pretty easy. You're all 5. There's your charisma modifier. This is where Valorant realizes he's incredible. There's your ranks and profession soldier, which for most people are going to be 0. Neil, you got a little beef up there. And then there's going to be your leadership modifier, which your leadership modifier doesn't really matter too much. That's more about giving you unlocking certain abilities that you otherwise can't get. So meeting prerequisites. And that's what we're going to when we talk about boons. So ignore that one. Morale. Tesh, look how incredible you are. Look at your bonus to morale versus 1.
What? Wait, why do I get more morale bonus?
Because your charisma.
Holy shit. Okay.
So this is how it goes. Your soldiers are fighting. They're dying. But you can see that the end of the battle is near. You need to hold on for just a little bit longer. And you do that whole, what's his name there? Fucking Aragorn speech running up and down the line. It is not this day! You know, like, and then one's like, get back in there, you cunts! And it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really work out.
Just
You know?
lost 5 viewers, Scott.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. The American viewers get very upset by that word. Like, how dare you? That 4-letter word, it offends society and all things sacred. Like, you know, I can think of a few more words that offend a little bit more. That aren't body parts. So, all right. So, anyways, and the last thing is number of boons.
Ooh, ignore rough terrain.
Yeah, I thought that was a fun one for Kithul, right?
Yeah.
So then number of boons. Boons are a huge thing. They're literally like tactics or whatever, like things that you bring to your army that other people probably don't, kind of like one-ups. You guys didn't choose your boons yet, though Raven's been looking at them. If you look at your various commanders, I'm not going to talk through all these because that would take way too long. If you look through your various commanders, you can see how they kind of suss out, and you'll be surprised at some of the results. There's one person I imagine doesn't surprise you at all. And that's Leon.
Ooh, that's cool.
So,
+1 defense value against all attacks.
So,
6 morale, 4 boons. Yeah, nice.
So, and that's 4 boons because I didn't give him any boons for like previous victories from him being a war, because he was already, I built him so amazing. I did not want to do any more stuff on there with him. Because realistically, with him being an old general, he should just have more boons because of his experience. But that's fine. So you're going to see boons known on the bottom. Then you're going to see upgraded boons. So you guys may or may not know this, but over on Patreon, all the beautiful people that are Patreon supporters, not only do they get the NPCs, but every month they stay at that tier, their NPC gets extra benefits. So things like they go up in level, or they may get a stat increase. This past month they got upgraded boons. So yeah, that's what the right-hand column is there. So, which is nice. All right, and we can kind of talk about how that stuff plays out. Now, this is all pretty simple once you understand it. Do you have any questions about how it is the commander bit works?
Three's leadership isn't so bad.
I was about to say, yeah, three's pretty good.
I'm just snooping.
Leon, obviously, real good.
Yeah, no, I thought obviously because charisma. I like that. I mentioned this in discussion to
I
Scott.
don't have fireball, don't worry.
The best commander could have a 30 charisma, but 6 in, and still be the best general in the world.
Wait.
I mean, if he's got people who are smart with tactics to do the
No,
tactics.
you don't need that. He doesn't need that. It's all of
that's what I mean.
charisma.
It's not all off charisma. It's also off profession soldier and leadership score. So like, actually, when you go to level 6, you get more boons and stuff like that as well, and more morale. It's because it's based off of level and leadership. Level and profession soldier. But yeah, intelligence doesn't matter for the basic mechanics of the game. Now again, if you want to use the more complicated mechanics of the game, the one where it's going to be a 10-hour session of me explaining the rules, intelligence will have more of a factor, but let's just keep it simple. I would totally also allow a feat called like strategist or something like that, which allowed you to shift your attribute, because there's things like that all the time. Like might makes right, makes it so you use strength instead of charisma for certain things. You know what I mean? But anyways, so nobody has any questions about this beyond what boons can I choose?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's ignore the boons part for a second, and let's talk about back to the army part. So I'm going to close this over here. Cool. So the army aspect is going to be, like I said beforehand, you have your DV and your OM, more or less your defense and your offense, right? They're going to have health points and so on and so forth. But the other thing you need to know about your army is how well equipped they are. So right off the bat, your army can come in kind of like 3 categories. You have an army, which these are trained soldiers. You can have a militia, which these are like slightly trained people, and then you can have I can't remember the third group is called, but more or less commoners with sticks. And there's like a big difference between A, B, and C, because A is like warrior level I think 3, fighter level 2, B is warrior level 2, and C is commoner level 1, and they walk into every combat with a shaken condition. So there's a big difference there. Yeah, like, oh my god, I gotta fight this fight. You'll be happy to know that Varen has worked on their army since you guys saved their asses a couple months ago, and they actually legitimately have soldiers now. They've been working on it.
Yay.
To be fair, their militia actually did better than Vigil's actual soldiers, so just saying.
I was using an even simplified version of the simplified rules. When you actually see Vigil's soldiers, you'll see that they know a thing or two, which is nice.
Oh,
They're
okay.
just not good at surprise ambushes from orcs.
They were the ones surprise ambushing. Inside. Yeah, sorry, inside. Yeah.
After the orcs had been wounded by a spellcaster, burning them all.
I burnt all of them, and still they failed.
So there's a really cool thing about Vaku's army. I thought you might like this one. So Vaku has or I used to call it Vaku's army. It's actually Vroga's army is what I called it. There's a really cool thing about Vroga's army because they're considered orcs, even if they're not full-blooded orcs, even if they're just like half orcs or whatever from the Barrenlands. They actually have a special, so under the category of special ability of theirs called cannibalism.
Oh.
And any week in which they fight and win a battle wherein they're permitted to eat on the it reduces their consumption.
I read that rule. Vaku did tell me he doesn't eat people.
Well, Vaku's like, do we eat people? But he might be sitting there like, we won this day, everybody. Why is nobody cheering? Oh.
And he's like, oh, we eat people.
Living off the land, Norway. Just don't let the spoils of war, well, spoil. All right, so anyways, that's that. So kind of moving away from the army bit because we're gonna once again kind of get a little bit mired into the nitty gritty there. The actual battle phase or combat goes super simple. So this is the way that the rules are gonna work for us. At the beginning of combat, everybody rolls. Both sides, commanders of the army, are gonna roll a profession soldier check. The winner of that gets to act last in initiative. The loser of that has to, so the person who rolled the lowest on that check has to tell everybody else, this is the strategy that I'm using. No, sorry, has to tell the winner of it, this is the strategy that I'm using coming into this battle, like using in this combat. So
By strategy, you mean tactic.
So not just tactics, there's also strategy. Did you see what strategy is? So there's 5 types of combat. There's like defensive fighting, there's all-out aggression fighting, not just the tactics, which enhances those. There's like the 5 steps
yes,
of
the strategy, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
That affects the DB, you know. Yeah.
Correct. So let's for argument's sake, let's say there's 3 armies fighting right now. Okay, Tesh,
I agree.
Jake, and Neil are fighting. Are all on the battlefield now. Tesh and Jake are, of course.
A civil war.
I was gonna say Tesh and Jake are, of course, on the same side because they have to fight their independence from the queen that won't die, and Neil is there as a good queensman and is fighting on her behalf to keep her colony in check. Okay, so the 3 of you come onto the battlefield with your own independent groups that you're commanding. All 3 of you have to make a profession soldier check. Now, Neil is properly trained under the Queen's Guard, and so he has a good education and wins the check, no question. Jake hadn't slept the night beforehand. He's doing terrible, and he fails. So Jake immediately has to tell Neil, this is the strategy I'm coming into this combat with, and here's one of the tactics that I'm going to be using. He has to tell him those 2 options. If he's not using a tactic, one of the boons he has available. If he doesn't have boons, one of the resources that he might not be aware of. He has to give him something. If there's nothing to give him nothing. Either way, the strategy you're using. Neil, now Jake has set that in, I'm doing this. Then Tesh says, okay, I'm going to be doing these so he says, okay, I know what I'm going to be doing next. Neil says, awesome, I can react based off of what Jake told me. And then you guys all send to me what your strategies are. It won't really play out exactly like this because it's not 3 PCs. It's usually DM versus PCs, but moving on. And then round 1 takes place. Round 1, after you make that check, you are then going to go into step 2. So round 1 has, what is it? 4 phases to it. The strategy roll and design, so tactics phase. The ranged phase, everybody that has ranged weapons may make an attack. If you don't have a ranged weapon, you diddle your asshole. Step 3 is melee phase. Assuming you guys actually pushed up to engage in melee, you now are able to attack each other in melee. And 4, your morale check. Are we scared? Are we going to run away? Are we going to get roaded? Usually you're not going to. Then we rinse and repeat. Step 1, strategy phase. Only if you want to make a checks at this point, you don't have to do it. So then it's more or less going to go step 2. Well, you're not ranged anymore, so let's ignore that. So then it's just going to be melee routed, melee routed, melee routed, melee routed for most people. Understand? Strategy, range, melee routed, melee routed, melee routed, melee routed. Nice and easy. Cool.
Okay.
The way that damage takes place, Tesh, your army's DV, defense value, because you have an army of, 1,000 soldiers, is 17. Neil's cocky, because, he's British. And so he came to fight both of your armies by himself with just 500 soldiers. So his attack, his OM, is going to be, let's say, +5. So, Neil, he has a 17 DV. What's your result on your attack roll? Just tell me. Make it up.
No, look, Scott, if I don't roll it, I won't learn it.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
This is how we should be doing it.
Oh, we're going to be doing actual mock combats after we're done in a second.
Hey.
Oh, are we? Okay. I don't know. 12.
Okay, so nothing happens. More or less, you attack, and his defenses hold true. He might lose a couple of humans or whatever, but that it's so small it doesn't really matter. Your attack is ineffective.
I have arranged.
Yeah, that's nice.
I have fireball throwing imps.
That's nice.
Hang on.
So he rolls a 12 and it fails. Neil, give me a new bigger number.
18.
Okay, so Tesh, you have a DV of 17. He just rolled an OM of 18. Your army takes 1 health point of damage.
Oh, okay.
Had he rolled a 23, it would have been 6 health points of damage, right? But here's the fun part, because this goes against the grain for how D&D usually works. If he rolled a 17, nothing would happen. His attack is ineffective. So it's not just about hitting your AC.
It's like shield walls clashing, nothing
Beating it, yeah.
definitive.
Exactly.
I get it. Yeah.
So it's important because usually in D&D you just hit that number and then roll damage. It's actually whatever you go above that number. Okay? Awesome. Cool. So now that we have all that kind of shit out of the way, I want that to stew in your brain for a little bit. And we're going to do a real mock combat with you guys controlling actual armies that are going to be controlled by your nation. Why don't we go into the nation building part of this? So back to the kingdom tracker for everybody. Over to not Kurzfall, sorry. Over to
Kingdom.
Kingdom, thank you, sir. Over to Kingdom. You guys can see that over your edicts area, that's in like the center of the sheet. There's holidays, propaganda, taxation, and recruitment. You guys have been hanging around at recruitment level aggressive. Do you remember that?
Yep.
So if you actually look to the far right, you'll see manpower 15. The way this actually works is 15% of your total population is a number of people you can have on hand without you having to without it taxing your empire. You have to spend money, but without it really taxing your people. It doesn't impact your loyalty. It doesn't impact your control DC. Nothing like that. Half of those soldiers will be army. Half of those soldiers will be militia. So let's just take your population of 3,000 and round that up. Sorry, of 2,775, round up to 3,000. 15% of that is what, Neil?
450.
So of that 450, is it really 400? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of that four.
Don't think I can do that in my head. I just happen to have a calculator.
Yeah.
Right now.
I had to double check in my head. Sorry. So of that 450, there are 225 soldiers and 225 militia. So right now in your army, you have 225 soldiers and 225 militia. You can have more or less on the turn of a dime. You can get them together like that. You just have to form them in front of any town that you control that meets certain requirements. That's going to be Kurzfall for you. Okay? So we're about to build armies because that's actually important for your campaign. Now, do you know the cost of building armies? Does anybody know this?
Let's have a look. Forming armies.
All right, no. I'm going to give you the easy answer. The game is so easy, you're already paying the tax. With your hit to economy and stability there, the cost of building an army is 0.
Nice.
If you're just putting people together in a group and handing them the most basic of weapons, it costs 0. It just takes a little bit of time to get them there. Okay? Now, maintaining the army, that's where things get a little squirrely.
Yeah, because there's consumption.
Correct.
You gotta feed them.
So the most basic of armies is going to have, let's call it consumption 1. Consumption 1 every week.
Oh, fuck.
So you get hit with whatever your army's consumption is 4 times a month.
We might have to go into debt for this war, but that's the usual way for kingdoms, right?
I mean, sure. Who are you going to take that?
Who are we going into debt
You
with?
going to ask Hod Gwen for a loan?
Yeah, we don't have any.
You can go into debt. Absolutely. You do have wealthy nations around you.
Le Chef.
Yes, Loshev and Vigil actually have an economy. Vigils doesn't have a booming economy. Please do not get me wrong. Vigil makes almost no money. However, they've been around for almost 100 years of isolationism.
Can we take a loan out? We got 200 barrels of fish.
I mean,
That's
it'll feed the
consumption.
armies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Could you guys just like fish more for a couple months?
It takes 1 week for the soldiers' bowels to get used to their diet of pure pickled fish. Otherwise, they take like a -4 on any check.
pickled fish and potatoes. Please tell me you got potatoes in there too. Like, oh god. All right. So, God, this sounds horrible. Okay, cool. So making the army, 0. Now, Tesh, obviously your reaction was beautiful. Maintaining the army with a consumption a week is expensive. But then the other thing to factor is how you then arm and prepare your army beyond putting them together. Neil, I know you looked at this a bit, and I know Jake, Tesh, nope, Jake, I was right the first time. Fuck. I know Jake has as well.
We are not that similar.
No. That was literally just because I said your names back and forth that I confused myself. So, giving your soldiers horses, giving them ranged weapons, giving them improved weapons, anything like that costs money. And the bigger the army, the heavier the cost. The good news is it doesn't cost consumption. It only costs to arm and armor them with it. You know what I mean? Cool. So let's talk about army options for now. Let's talk about money. Let's actually get into a back and forth as opposed to just me explaining things. The nation of Valoran, right? Valoran, however you guys pronounce it, so it doesn't sound like Tesh.
Valoran.
The nation of Valoran. You're obviously raising your soldiers. You currently have your recruitment at aggressive. If you want to, when we do the next kingdom phase, you can bring that up to warlike.
Change? What does that change? Let me go to warlike.
Please go ahead.
And what will that do to our consumption? This is an edict. Consumption goes up to nothing, no change.
Correct.
But minus to economy and stability, which brings us to an economy of 17, a stability of 29, which is fine. We could arguably take the propaganda down to standard.
But hold on about propaganda 1 second. But that brings your manpower to 20% of your population instead of 15%. And then there's actually something else called elites too. Your elites go from either 2 or 3%. 5%. That's amazing.
Which is a big buff.
Do you know what elites are?
Well, I'm presuming because standard soldiers are level 2 soldiers, right?
Level 2 fighters, correct.
And militia are level 1 fighters.
Sorry, I think they're level 3 warriors versus level 2 warriors versus level 1 commoners. Yep, go ahead. Warriors
so elites are the level 3 version.
The elites are either the level 3 version or level 2 PC classes. Your choice.
Okay.
So the reason why, you guys actually, do you have a tavern in Cursefall?
Yes,
we had one, I think.
We do.
If you
if we still have it.
What did I decide to name it? It was the Iron Root Inn.
That's right.
Yeah. It didn't burn down right.
Warriors, come out
didn't,
and
no.
play! Yay! Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, Josh. So this is so technically you guys can only get barbarians because you don't meet the other requirements to attract other elites there. But you get level 3 warriors, or you can get level 2 barbarians. 5% of your population, so 5% of 3,000, is what? 60 people. So it's a small army of elites that you can also have as well. Now it's going to be one of those things where you're like, okay, Leon, you're going to take the primary force. Maybe Rayrin takes the secondary force. Hey, we have a group of elites. Jake and Tesh, you guys have to go do this task. Bring the elites with you. Like, go there together, and the elites will fight the war while the two of you go do this other you know what I mean? So you have, like, a little extra to work with.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to be calling upon your friends to Verin.
Where's this 150? I was thinking that I'm going to math it out. Continue. I will figure this out.
No, you're fine. Did somebody leave porn on in the background?
No, are you hearing
That
my
was people
roommates talking
talking.
outside?
How can you not get that? That was just like generic talking.
I heard like, whoa,
This guy's really boring time in the bedroom. It just.
And I was, oh, who does, is that the Family Guy joke about British people? Like, oh, yes, quite good, yes, indeed. Keep on going. Ah,
Yeah, 150
yes, Beatrice.
is
Ah,
fine.
right there. Sorry. Moving on. So
Yeah,
the,
150 is 5%, not
oh, cool,
60 is what it would have been before at 2%.
That would be 100 is a medium army, 50 is a small army. So that's technically you could turn that into 2 armies right there for yourselves, which is pretty cool. Yeah. All right, moving on. So you're going to be calling in soldiers from Vigil.
But Scott. Sorry, just on the army size. So let me quickly go to the army size thing. Sample armies. That's not what I want. I want army size. The little table. There it is. No, that's the resource scaling. Sorry. Right. Army size. No, there's so many tables that are army size. I just want the army size table, please.
It's
I've
near the
met
top.
3 of them. Right there. Okay, right. So if we have 150 elites, we can buff them with 50 militia. But because the majority are elites, the 50 militia aren't counted in the whole thing. So that way we end up with all our elites in a large army with a +2 CR to all of the elites and militia.
But
But
the way
basically you
it's
can choose it
supposed
like that.
the way it's supposed to work is if the number of them in there, because it's not going to be uniform. That makes no sense. That's impossible in a real war, right? But if a negligible number of them is like what you just described, I would say 100%. That sounds like a great plan. Is 25% a negligible number?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but that's why I'm asking for clarification now.
Yep. But yes, that would. If you're like, guys, we have 170 or
So it
180.
needs to be like 10 or whatever.
Yeah. Just like a smaller percentage. But then, yeah, I'd let you get away with that. What the fuck? Why not?
We're here. We're helping.
Water boy! Water boy!
Yeah, literally.
Oh, and chat testing. Is my voice no longer mega deep?
Sorry.
Apparently, my voice went down an octave.
Turn it back, Tesh.
Tesh just finally went through puberty. Is like, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm a mega bass.
So, moving on. Cool. So now you guys are going to be pulling in armies. So it's not just going to be the citizens of Valoran there. It's also going to be the peoples of Vigil that come out of their walls to aid you. It's also going to be the peoples of Verin that come over to fight. Now, as things currently stood last week when we were talking, I would say Leshev probably wasn't going to be walking over with soldiers to fight this war. Very likely Leshev was going to be bankrolling this stuff to a degree. It's actually one of the reasons why, if you look at the Kingdom Tracker and the war details, why Arthur has reduced army consumption by 1 for an army that he leads. More or less, that's part of the bankrolling. Is that any army he leads, Leshev just kind of bankrolls for you. You know what I mean?
Not bad.
So cool on the details there. I guess before we can really do anything else, we need to talk about how it is you guys are going to do the kingdom rolls, find out where your finances currently are, any other upgrades you think you might want to do to your towns, and etc. Because these things are going to be factors moving forward. Like, for instance, you don't have a smithy.
Have that much BP.
True. You don't have a
We
smithy.
don't have a smithy.
It can be rebuilt though for half cost. You don't have a smithy, and
Yeah.
you don't have a tannery. You cannot arm your soldiers with ranged weapons unless you get those weapons from somebody who does, and that has a tax to it. That has like a transaction fee, more or less. So, kind of bear that in mind. Remember how I said you can only get elites, barbarians, because you don't have certain buildings? You don't have other options. Buildings limit what you're capable of having. We're circumventing that to a degree. You don't have stables, so you can't have horses. You actually did Varen a solid. You made good, solid relationships with the horse lords over there, and so on and so forth. We're circumventing that rule because of in-game effects. This isn't just a numbers game that'd be boring as shit, right? So we're playing Kingmaker. So cool. I guess let's do everybody's favorite part, the actual kingdom rolls, and kind of roll from there. Jake, are you following along? You good? You're awfully quiet there, boyo. And I do mean Jake.
No, I'm learning. So.
Are you actually?
Keep quiet and retaining information.
I believe that's Australian for I'm bored.
Hold on, let me get my my fucking traveler's guide. Oh no, checks out.
Maybe you should actually come here, Neil. I think you'd enjoy it.
I think I would. I think it'd be good fun.
I would love to go to Australia. Not when you're on fire, but I'd love to go there. I keep talking to my wife about
yeah. Maybe do it during winter.
It's like it's one of our places.
I'll probably die during the heat of summer. I'm not very good with heat. Don't get me wrong, I don't like cold either. Keep me somewhere temperate and wet.
It doesn't get your cold here. So.
What's your average winter temperature to each of you? Because I imagine it's different for both of you guys.
10 to 14 degrees.
What's yours, Jake?
Sometimes a little bit less, depending on if it was really cold.
That's not even
But
cold.
like in terms of daytime temperature, 10 to 14 degrees.
10 is not cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think ours is that cold.
Jesus,
where
you guys are like Arizona.
It was 37 degrees here
Jeez.
yesterday or the day before.
What is 37 degrees?
36. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
too hot.
No!
Dude, that's not even remotely what we get up to.
Yeah, summer's not here yet. So,
48 degree days are common in summer.
I know how you guys won your independence. The Brits are like, all right then.
Had that hellhole.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, like, when you look at it, everything is trying to kill us. The environment included is trying to kill us. We shouldn't be here.
It does look amazing though. I'd love to go.
I do like the with Australian wildlife. There is two ends. There's only it is going to viciously kill you. It is so adorable you want to hug it. There is no in between.
Well,
sometimes it will viciously kill you and is adorable.
See, I'm fine with that because I don't go near wild animals and insects to begin with.
But you have to walk under a tree at some point in your life. Bam.
Ah, dingo ate my baby.
Jesus, that was.
Fun fact, did you know the platypus is venomous?
Yeah. They got little
It has
thumb
barbs
spikes.
on the back of its on its feet that
Don't
are
mess with
venomous.
those. And they sweat milk. Glorious.
Wait,
Like, by the way, I'm a mammal, so I give my babies milk to eat. I'm just gonna sweat it out.
wait, do they actually sweat milk?
Yeah.
Their mammary
they're
glands
really
are like underneath
fucking weird
regular
animals.
skin.
They just sweat it out.
Oh,
They
that's
don't
so
have
cool.
like a specific. It's not cool.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, super cool. They don't have a
Imagine
nipple.
sweating milk in 48 degrees heat.
Oh, that sounds awful. The smell. Oh, the smell. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, when you say 48 degrees to me, I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. But my 48 degrees is very different from yours.
Very different. Yeah.
My 40 degrees is like your 8 or something like that.
Yeah, yours is
Have
old.
you guys heard the sounds that koalas make when they're angry? Because it is fucking hilarious. Because no one ever expects it to be what it is.
Care Bear stare. Oh,
No, it sounds like a demon. It like flat out sounds like a demon.
I'm gonna look this up in the break now.
Yeah, in the break, I'll chuck it up on the thing because there is an amazing video of what they sound like, and they are fucking demons.
all right. Yeah, send it in the Kingmaker chat.
Yeah.
The cast chat. We'll check it out there in the break. All right. So I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was going through the VODs
Yeah.
looking for this demon but the discussion of the demon contract and whatnot,
Yeah.
because of some discussions that are happening pre-game.
Yeah.
And I was just flicking through it. Every time I just settled on us just chatting about some bollocks not related to the game at all. And I was like, Jesus, we're such a shit show.
Yeah, but we have fun. Is everybody here
we
having
do.
fun? Chat looks like they're having fun.
Jake's not. Jake's like, Jesus Christ, guys, we're in a war.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm awake for this. No, so sorry. Anyways, wintertime, my summer, your winter. Yeah, I would love to come visit. That sounds. Yeah, I'd love to come visit. I'd be like, oh, this is nice. This is like a nice warm day. All right, let's go. What were we just doing? So kingdom tracking.
We're going to be doing monthly kingdom rolls.
Yeah. Kingdom tracking.
2 of them.
So part of this thing, before we actually go ahead and roll into it, let's talk about what you guys are thinking about doing. You were talking about claiming Rid. Like, I want Rid now. You're also talking about maybe increasing your propaganda so that you can keep your stability high, but also be able to claim more hexes at a time.
No, we weren't talking about increasing propaganda.
No? Okay.
We were talking about increasing recruitment. Because right now it's a great. Let me change.
No. Yeah. I meant because in case you wanted to grab 2 hexes at a time. In case you wanted to do
no.
What does that change?
It puts more stress on our BP for the war.
Oh yeah, no, we need
Because we have to
BP
pay for the
we're already gonna be
consumption.
Really fucking.
But you also have to remember, too, that not only does it put more stress on people for the war, it's also pamphlets and flyers going out to your opposition as well. So the citizens of your opposition are going to see, like, wow, this place is great. Look at this place. Oh, man, I totally want a vacation there.
Yeah, we're 100% handing out pamphlets.
It's like that. I don't know if you guys have these in your bigger cities, but like New York City or Boston, when you get out of the subway, people just like hand you papers as you walk by and like, no, don't touch me.
Oh,
No, that's very not British.
Things.
Yeah, everyone. If there's someone there with like a pamphlet, they stand there awkwardly, and everyone avoids eye contact.
Yes,
and, like
that
goes
is what
well around them.
happens. Yeah, everyone avoids eye contact. It's look, about 80% of the reason why I wear headphones when I'm in public is so I don't have to deal with that shit.
Oh yeah, I wear headphones all the time, just so I don't have to listen to people. But
Scott's got it attached to Sony Walkman.
But no, people
Tape
come up
player.
to you and they just like take a piece of paper and like push it to your chest. Here you go.
The
Here you
one
go.
time
So you're
I
like,
had that happen, I got handed a comic book that 2 pages in turned into like a religious, like Jesus thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did you do this? Like it's just like a normal comic book,
That is
and
evil.
then like the 3rd page and it's like talking about Jesus. I'm like, the fuck?
Lawful evil preaching.
The pamphlet givers near where I live, they're actually pretty smart because usually you just avoid them and you just don't look at them. But then they start, they get you by like we got the same one at the shopping center near my place, and for weeks I'd seen him there. And then one day I was walking in and he looked at me. He's like, "Nice beard, man." And I was like, stopped mid-step and I was like, "Thanks." And then I ended up talking to him for like 20 minutes.
You can't just miss up a compliment on your beard though, can you?
Yep, it's true. So
You're like,
Well, fuck, you got me.
you got me.
I don't want to tangent for too long, and I may have told the story. So I say the phrase like Jesus or Jesus Christ a lot, like as like an exclamation. And my wife's mother doesn't like it. And so it's become like a thing where she's not happy with it. So I have to work on it. And my daughter yells at me for like, Daddy, no saying Jesus. She says to me all the time. Well, one time we're walking out of a store and there's like one of those places where like they'll sell you stuff or whatever it is you walk by. It's like raised for like their church or whatever. So we're walking by and there's a table full of tons of things like mugs and water bottles and shirts. And she goes, "Oh, Daddy, I want to see those shirts." And I was like, Sure. And she's like, "Oh, I want a shirt, Daddy." And I was like, "Oh, sweetheart, you can't get those shirts. They say Jesus on them." And she's like, "Oh, no, that's not good." I was like, "I know." And we walked away. Like, it was...
I hope that one of these people at the store like saw that and was like, "What are they teaching that?"
So I tell my mother-in-law this, right? She did not have that reaction.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh God. Love children. All right, moving on. So, my apologies. We're doing the kingdom rules. So, the idea, so we know what we're doing moving forward. Propaganda, sorry, monthly holidays, we're keeping that bi-monthly, just going to keep it where it is, right?
Yep.
Propaganda, did you want to keep it aggressive?
We don't change that yet. We need to do upkeep.
Oh, yeah, my apologies. Let me actually load up my own fucking rules, huh?
Might be a good idea.
So Kingdom Edict, it's on aggressive, which gives us +3 stability bonus. +3 stability for 4 consumption. If we changed it to expansionist, it would cost us 8 BP, which is too much.
Holy shit.
That's more than an army's worth there.
Oh my
That's
god.
the same cost of a small army. Increases your
yeah.
stability by 2.
Small army?
No, it
We are
increases it by
fucked.
1 from +3 to
Oh, no, it does increase it by 1. Yeah, that's probably not worth
which
it
is
at this
not
point.
worth it at all for double the cost.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah, I gotcha.
Which is why I considered going down to standard for the +2 stability bonus and only 2 consumption.
And that is up to you guys. But like you said, let's do the other one first, then we're going to make that decision. Because you were right on the nose with that one. And then so kind of like sit in the back of your head. First is going to be the stability check. You currently have... so as for unrest, needless to say, with the refugees immediately arriving, that actually gives you an unrest of a -1. That just automatically happens. Now, we're going to handle those refugees shortly, and it's going to be wicked cool. You guys are going to love it, and you're totally going to love me.
Yeah,
you mean it's at a +1.
Did I do a bad thing?
-1 is good for us.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
presuming that's not
It's a
what you
1.
want to do.
Yeah, sorry, unrest.
So don't get me wrong, I'm happy if you want to put it on -1.
It's not applying anywhere else. Oh, okay, no, there it is. Okay, there it is. Oh, okay, yep, nope, you're right. I see it now. My apologies. So just for that initial one, there's a 1 unrest from what had transpired there. Did anything else transpire this past month that would cause more unrest?
You evil man.
No,
The riot.
but that's like part and parcel with it.
He's not including him as part of it.
So you have 2 unrest kind of forms up because of what had just transpired.
Oh, those dicks.
Yeah. All right. So listen, to be fair though, somebody dropped a trump card for that. They wanted you to have that unrest. Somebody asked for it.
Bastard.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was though. So we're not going to blame Ano or anything like that. But
As he
Hey,
cackles in
kitty.
chat.
was it Ano? I believe it was. Hold on, let me
He
check.
It
just
was Anna,
cackled
yeah.
in chat, sir.
Oh,
It's
that's
fine. I murdered him for it in Mordhau. I didn't. It was accidental.
So who wants to roll the stability check? It's actually super easy. You're currently, because of Patreon, and you should say thank you. Ow. Thank you to your Patreon people.
Kitty.
Your
Hello.
DC is 27. Your modifier is plus 28.
I think the ruler should do it.
Ow.
No, let me
I
roll
can
this.
hear
one.
it.
Ow.
Let me pass one roll.
Kitty.
Give her some. Oh no, Scott! You know what, guys? I appreciate the support and all, but just unfollow now.
It's putting its claws in my leg. All right, now you can come up. I have a
You mean
blanket.
it's needing you, meaning it's happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
nice.
heard her purring. She loves you.
Come on.
She needs you, Scott.
Come here, Brett. All right, moving on. Let's see this.
Yeah,
this roll.
Andy burned down the smithy. That's
Alright,
cost
what
us
was the
so much
modifier?
BP.
Yeah, that smithing is going to cost us a lot.
That trump card has cost us like 10,000 gold pieces.
What's the modifier?
It is a 1d20 plus stability.
Plus 28. Yep.
Stability is... Where is it?
It says versus control DC, which is a 27.
Stability is 28.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
so we pass. Nice.
Wow.
no,
Jeepers.
holy shit.
Creepers.
We are stable as fuck. We put
Yeah,
the
you
foot
should
down.
let us reduce it by 2 for that roll.
We put the
Ow.
foot down.
Nope, I was going to if you rolled a natty 20. That's the only reason I was having you actually roll versus you automatically succeed. So the unrest actually drops down to a 1 from a 2, which is great news for you guys. Let's do the next step inside this roll. After that, it's going to be consumption, which your consumption for the month is 6 because of your edicts, district size, all that fun stuff. So consumption 6.
Okay, so our treasury goes down by 6. So we're on 26 BP.
Correct. As it currently stands, correct.
Yep, that's that done. Next up, roll for magic items.
I don't know if you guys saw, but I actually finally rolled for the magic items inside Cursefall. So if you actually look at the Cursefall in your little sheet there, for scrolls you have Animal Messenger and Detect Law. For wondrous items you have a Circlet of Persuasion and Boots of Friendly Terrain. Those are actually magic items.
Circlet of Persuasion, that seems...
Ow. So after that is going to be roll for magic items. So you guys are going to be rolling that D100. But hold on, you have a modifier to that.
Who's gonna do
Because
the roll?
of Patreon, you automatically create one item. And you are rolling a 70% chance to create another one. So a plus 70% chance. So you have to roll a... If you roll a... what would that be? A 70 or lower, you create an item. 51 or higher, sorry. It means a 20% chance of creating a second item. So high or low, who's rolling?
I guess I'm rolling.
You want to?
I guess
Okay.
I'm rolling.
Just so
Go
you guys
ahead,
can
Magic.
follow my logic here, because I just said a bunch of things. There's a 50-50 chance of creating an item normally. You have a plus 70% chance. So it becomes a 100% chance of making one item and a 20% chance of making a second item. If you roll,
okay, cool.
do you gonna go high is good or low is good?
Low is good.
So 1
What's
to
your roll
20,
a
that's what
natty
you want to roll.
100?
1 to 20 on a D100.
Wait.
Because we're
No.
already getting 1 for this is the second one.
Yep.
I get you.
Yep.
Okay. Damn it! I should have said hi.
He's like, oh, I need this. I should have gone high. Magic items. So
No, I would have just missed the high anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
that would have been worse. Like one off.
I also simplified the format. Can you roll me a D100 again? For the item that you did create. So you rolled a 79. A 79 is actually a wondrous item. So what kind of wondrous item you created? Give me 1 second. I'm going to have you roll a D100 in a moment.
No, he rolled a
I
73.
rolled a
for-
73.
Same difference. Sorry.
Cool.
Same result. My apologies. Could you roll a D100 again, sir, and tell me your result?
Oh, again? Okay. Roll 41.
That's going to be a head slot magic item, is what you created. Could you
Ooh.
roll me a D100 one more time?
Oh, okay. 37.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did I roll good?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I banned these in some of my campaigns.
Ooh.
Okay, well, you guys found a hat of disguise.
Oh, shit.
Hat of disguise.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I know what that is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well then. So you guys have a hat of disguise. It's not on your person. That's in your kingdom. If you want it, you have to buy it. But you at least know that it's there. Your kingdom can also sell it and so on and so forth. All right, magic item's done. Your unrest check was good, so you guys reduced it, so on and so forth. Let's move on. Assignment. Confirm leadership assignments. As it stands right now, this isn't moving at all. Correct? Correct. So we're going to leave that there. Now we're going to get on to claiming hexes. Boys, we're claiming a hex. Rid's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Was gonna. What?
Are you ready to take Rid?
Yep.
Is
Yeah.
everybody ready for this? All right. Here we go. This is a big shift for everybody. All right, let's delete this out. Let me put this on the map. I don't have the map currently visible for everybody. So let's
Or
go over.
us.
Yay, map.
Yay, Matt.
Without scribbles on it.
Minimal scribbles.
All right, let's. Is that better for stream? Yeah, that's better for stream. There we go.
Loud ass crows out there.
So
I like that you've marked the 2 zones of fire and acid elemental stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
And then here we go. You have Rid. Now, we also are going to mark your other towns, not with a star. We're going to mark it with something else. I mean, we don't really have to mark it because there's a goddamn little nodule there, but there will be more things in the future. So how are we marking your other towns and stuff? Are we doing that with other stars? Like a black star or something?
Can you not just give it like a gold circle? Because a gold star is the capital, and then a gold circle is a city or town.
I could do that, yeah. Yeah.
That works, yeah. I like that.
I can actually probably do a gold hex. Meaning it's both yours and it, here's a golden hex right here. Just give me a second to make it look pretty. Because it comes out all wonky for whatever reason. It's annoying as hell.
Oh, yeah, what?
Oh, dear.
Why was it... Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know.
Yeah, right?
But it's a really good tool set that I bought.
We need a gold one on Curseful as well, though.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Consistency.
If that's the case,
I
then
agree
yeah,
with
we
you.
need...
I agree with you. Oh, that's funny that the little saw thing went on the star instead of on where it's supposed to be, which is on the actual... Oop, no. Copy, paste. Saw is supposed to be on this, not on the other thing.
It's beautiful. Chat is viscerally disturbed by how weird that hex was.
It was weird.
It wasn't right.
It
It
wasn't.
was like just off enough.
Yeah, just
now
up enough that you're like, oh. With the shading as well, it was like, oh.
It was 3D on a
Oh,
flat map as
that is
well. That was
beautiful,
weird.
Scott. Yeah, right.
Just try to center
Beautiful.
that star. It's gonna bother me.
No,
if I don't.
that's fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't know.
I know exactly what you mean, Scott. I had the exact same reaction of, I hope he sent us that.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, and there we
Don't
go.
worry about it later. Worry about it later, but yes.
All right, it's
Oh,
good
that's
now. It's
fine.
good now. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it. All right, cool. So you guys officially claimed Rid. Let's go over to the Kingdom
And
Tracker.
that cost us one BP.
It does. To claim costs
claim,
1
let
BP.
me-
Yes, sir. So
It's all prepared already.
now that we have Rid, we actually have a map already prepared for it. Rid actually has a mill, which is wonderful. Rid also has a pier. And it
Oh,
also
I
has,
see the waters on the side there. That's cool.
yeah, but it also has an abandoned tavern. So what's cool is you can actually build
Belongs to one, right?
one house next to that tavern to get it open again.
Yes, it does, Neil. Yes, it does.
So do you want to build a mansion next to it then? No. So
No, I sleep in it. Remember?
so Rid's whole population is 200. That's it. 200 people.
Not a lot.
I think building a house next to that tavern is a good idea because then we get that unabandoned. So that's free stuff.
This is also
Yeah, we
considered
should build a house
plains.
there.
And we get like a free house, don't we?
Oh well, you pay for it, but it doesn't
Oh, yeah.
cost your building.
One free building action of a house.
Yeah,
per-
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd say build a house there. Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree.
All right. So if you want to build the house, can you look up the cost of houses real quick? Oh,
Yeah, one sec.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like
Kind of
3
buildings.
BP?
I feel like it's a
2, I
4.
think. Really? I thought it was something like 2, and then the other one, the tenements were 1.
Gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
I think it's
don't worry.
3 and 1, but it could be
We'll
wrong.
find out who's right. We'll find out. House is 3 BP and 1 lot. And it's -1 on rest for the kingdom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because more or less, some people are going to be able to expand and find homes and so on and so forth and blah blah blah. So,
we're
but
like, we built one house for all of the 500 refugees.
I think the idea is this scale is more like this is a housing area.
Yeah,
we built a
it's a
singular
lot of
house.
housing. Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
I'm just trying to find abandoned buildings really quickly because that's abandoned. Here we go. If a building requires another to be adjacent,
Giant town. I built a house.
if a building requires another to be adjacent, such as how a tavern has to be adjacent to a house or mansion, and that required building is demolished or destroyed, which happened many years ago, The GM may decide that the associated building goes out of business, otherwise shuts down for 1d3 turns later because of lack of customers or support. You guys experience that for seasons now. If this occurs, you lose the building's benefit and unrest increases by 1. That was a long time ago. You don't have to worry about that. If you build a replacement for the abandoned building on the next upkeep phase, you may attempt an economy check to activate the abandoned building. Success means it is occupied and provides bonuses. If you fail, you have to keep trying on the next turn. So, what we need from you boyos is...
can't we just put that in the already RP'd section as the inn is actually already operating?
Oh, no, it is not operating properly. It's just you and your friends getting drunk there. And you're like, oh, it's not a tavern, it's an inn, right? Like, no, sleeping on a bar is not... It's not an inn. So, somebody has to roll me an economy check, and it's DC 28. You have a +9 on this. Oh, first, we build the house. Where do you want that to be? To the left of or to the bottom of the tavern?
Wait. We have a +9 and it's 28? Yeah. Holy fuck.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I'm sorry. The house, you want to build to the left or to the bottom?
Left.
Okay.
Left. So
okay,
what's that?
So now that
19?
turns the, because Rid doesn't have a tavern yet, right? Cool. So that gives you a second house, which increases the population. This is going to be great for your armies.
And by tavern you mean inn, yeah?
No, it's a tavern. It's an actual bar.
It's a tavern, yeah.
Yeah, they've just been sleeping on it. Yeah.
12 PP. It's better than an inn.
Okay, that actually reduced your unrest to 0, which is wonderful. That means your economy modifier is +20 against a DC 28, I believe. Let me just double check to make sure this is correct.
+9, it's +20. Good.
I mean,
okay.
And the tavern, does the tavern become active now?
Only if you succeed the roll. Give me 1 second. I'm just making sure everything's good before you officially succeed.
Apologies.
Yeah, no, at first you said a +9 roll, and we were
like, I may have said 19.
It's a 19 or 18?
I may have said 9. So now you have 2 districts. That affects things as well. And you got an extra square. So your control DC is now 29. There we go. Cool. Who's making this roll?
I haven't made one yet.
You have to roll a 9 or higher, boys.
Right, so roll, it's a 1d20 plus 19, yeah?
+20, actually, against a DC 29.
Oh.
You know the DC is a plus, you have to be 7 difference. There's nothing you can do to enhance that. The tavern does not open, is the result. So the short version is the tavern is just not a factor in Rid yet. That's all that means. Okay?
Do we get another shot next
Every month you get a shot.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know if this comes in yet or not, but the treasurer selling items. I don't know when you roll that.
It's coming up soon.
It was right at the end.
Yep, it's coming up soon. All right, awesome, beautiful. Claim the hex. You claimed Rid. It actually joined your kingdom, so on and so forth. Everything's great there. There's no unrest. If you had done this beforehand, I was going to hit you with unrest. But because you're doing it during a time of an active war, there is no unrest. And they're like, yes, take for us, please. Thank you. Protect us with your crowns and horses. All right.
Save us from the ever-expanding Hudway.
And now it's building stuff in Kurzfall.
So you got a free new building there. What do you want to build in Kurzfall? And before you answer that question, what were you asking, Tesh?
Oh no, okay, I see a town there now. I didn't see that before.
Okay, let's go all the way to the top. There's a rule before we get to Kurzfall for destroyed lots. You guys have destroyed lots. It actually increases unrest, which we already had that take place. Rebuilding. If you rebuild the same type of building on a destroyed lot, the cost is halved, as you can reuse some of the materials for the same purpose. If you rebuild on a different type of building on that lot, reduce the cost of the new building by 1/4 the cost of the old building, minimum 1 BP. If you use small buildings, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So it's half the cost to make a new smithy. And a smithy is only 6 BP, so you spend 3 to rebuild it.
3 BP, yep.
Okay, so we're rebuilding that in...
Yes, we need a smithy.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. All right, so that's the next thing we're going to do. Terrain improvements. We actually have one more thing we're going to do with that, but first I want to hear your terrain improvements. And declaration edicts. We're supposed to train improvements first.
What would we do for? Where would we do that?
You were thinking about starting. So either A, you're going to do things like fisheries, hatcheries, stuff like that. You technically have a new riverway, so you can put a new hatchery there or whatever. Or you can start your road going to the left, or a road to unite Rid and Kurzfall.
What do roads do between between cities?
It increases the speed of travel between those areas, and then after you have so many consecutive roads, it actually starts to affect things like I think it increases your economy.
Oh, okay. So I think first things first. Let's get a fishery on there to increase decrease consumption.
Yeah, it decreases by 1, I think. So that'll.
We're moving in and we're building.
So we're doing a fishery for you guys.
I think
I
that's.
just imagine someone walk in, just dunk, done.
It's like there's a video
Why
game.
that popped into my head. Yeah.
It was called Dark Cloud or something like that, and like you have to. All the towns got sucked into like these chests, and you had to go and like fight the bad guys and like get all the chests, all the like town pieces, and you can literally take small buildings, almost like they're affected by pin particles, and you like throw them in the town. They're like, boom, and they become. You like make the town that way. They didn't have an animation like what you're talking about, but it made me think of it. I think it was called Dark Cloud.
Yeah. There we go. Someone. Josh realized.
Unfunny one knows. Josh, does that be? Do you and I know what this is because we are boomers? Look, we're taking the word. Ha!
So,
Played
Smithy
PlayStation. I just didn't play that one game.
22. Okay, cool. He's just talking out of his ass.
It's actually the most natural place to speak out of.
Oh, it was PS2, was it? Okay.
All right, so where is it? Fishery. It costs 4 BP, but it reduces consumption by 1. Is that what you want to invest into right now?
You guys okay with that?
I'm just having a little look to see if there's anything. Settlement. That's not what I want.
While he's looking, Tash, to answer your question about road definitively, +1 economy for every 4 roads.
So we have to have multiple roads. Okay.
Plus 1 stability for every 8 roads, and those stack with one another. So if you have 8 roads, it's +2 to economy, +1 to
So
stability.
we probably do want to get a road eventually, but we probably want to do that once we start getting more places.
Correct. Because you can go 8 roads would be between you and Leshev. I think that's actually your commitment is 8 roads between you and Leshev because you don't have to build a road on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
8 roads. Just go. Just whoop, just next to each other.
Yeah.
Just one giant road.
It's one big highway.
A highway.
It's all on just one hex. Like you guys don't even, you have like incredible like LA highway infrastructure just on one hex.
It might be worth getting the road up because the road is how expensive will it be?
How much faster will travel be?
More or less, you just go to like the rules for like travel in general, and you'd be like, oh, okay, this is no longer forest, this is roads, and it affects you that way. Oh, this is no longer plains, it's roads.
So it's going
affects you
through
that way,
forest or plains, so it would cost 2 BP through forest and 1 BP through plains because it's already prepped. Correct?
So
I think it would be better to
2,
do that because
3,
it will
4.
be cheap. It will be about the same cost as a fishery. It'll take us 4 kingdom rolls to get the cost of a fishery back, which we can't necessarily afford right now.
So no
Yeah.
fishery, okay.
That's true, and I
And
guess
Mind you,
at
you
the
can do
time-
2 improvements. So you can do a road and a fishery.
I honestly feel that getting the road up is a better idea.
Okay.
What color do you want the road to be? Black? On your map? I assume black makes most sense.
Yep, that
Yep.
sounds good.
Okay. We're going to make it thick, large for its size.
Should be 4, right? Because it's plains, forest.
So we're gonna go.
Uh,
Well, you can do 2 roads if you want. So you can start with
but
red.
where are we building road between?
Well, you technically owe it to Leshev. So do you want to go between
I'm
start
thinking of
heading to
doing it.
Leshev or start heading to Rid?
I'm thinking of doing it heading to Leshev.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because they're building a bridge there, and if we need men or more help, having them connected to us
Yeah,
is
that's
a
a
good
good point.
idea.
Oop, oop, oop.
Plus, that's also 4 hexes of road then, so we get the benefits.
I don't think we can.
of-
How does it? Is it? How do roads work when we're building them?
What do you mean?
Do we have to build one segment each month?
You have 2 improvements you can do a month, and you're choosing to use those 2 improvements to build 2 roads.
Oh, okay.
So I just did 2 roads right there. You can see. You see on the map the thick black line.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's how roads work. Okay.
Yep. So it's just connecting between. So Curse Falls hex has a road on it, and the road adjacent. So the hex adjacent to that has
I
a road
guess
on
we
it.
need roads in our
Kaz-
capital.
Yeah. Does Cursefall actually need a road?
Well, you're going to to actually have that hex be traveled, have a road in that hex. Then yes. Otherwise, if you don't
It's
have a,
like-
it's like
yeah.
like all right, we walk down this road. Well, the road stopped. Where's the kingdom? Oh, it's another 10 miles that way. Oh, okay.
I understand it. It's like a visual thing. We need to actually have the roads coming from the capital.
Yeah.
Which is inside that hex.
Yeah.
Meaning that hex needs it.
Correct. There you go. You got it, Jake. Damn it! Damn it! I don't have it. I don't have it.
God.
God damn it! Oh, sorry, boys.
Why is this such a consistent thing?
Because it became a thing, it's now in my brain, and it's just an ear. It's an ear bug that I can't get out. You know. All right. So after that, so we've done claim hexes, we've done new settlements, buildings, and all that stuff. We've done the improvements and preparations or whatever. We've done all that. That's sexy. I love it. So this is a bonus because you guys aren't officially doing the work. You're just paying for it. You guys were sending all of your people to live somewhere. Were you sending them to live in Rid, or were you sending them to live outside of Rid? The refugees. Because remember, about a week and a half's passing since what just transpired in game and when this kingdom roll takes place.
If I remember right, it was outside of Rid.
I mean, Rid's got no walls or anything of the such. I see no reason to keep them outside of Rid. Like, I don't get the benefit of keeping them outside of Rid.
So we can definitely
There
put
is a
them in it.
benefit.
So we were talking about a refugee camp before. Do we want to do a refugee camp, or do
No,
we want
because
to?
there was a refugee camp outside because that was
No. You were talking
the
about
deal and process. Yeah,
Well,
it
we were
Cursefall to
talking
deal with and
about
process.
less like refugee camp and more like just an area where
Because
they
they have the
start
choice
off
of
as a camp
citizenship.
and turn into
Yeah.
their own building.
But so they're
We
going to
don't
come in
like the
higher
West.
volumes than so either way you need to take these people that are coming in large numbers, and you have to choose: are we going to deal with them or not? You chose I'm going to deal with them. All right, well we need to stop them before they just filter into everywhere. Where do you stop them? Do you just say, oh, Rid, you can actually live in Rid, that's fine while we figure it out, or do you have them live outside of Rid inside that walled-in area we talked about beforehand?
Yeah, that's what we agreed on last session. That was the plan. I
Yeah,
think it
they
was
would
like-
build their own sort of houses and
outside
stuff
of Rid.
outside of Rid. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, they can build their own stuff in Rid, but they know that they have to leave if they don't choose citizenship.
But so the thing is that the idea is you're saying, oh yeah, you can have a home right next to the tavern. That's cool. It's all good. Don't worry about that. Yeah,
No, because they have to build their own.
sure. Right next to the tavern. Go ahead, have fun. Go build that house. Oh, you don't have to be next to the tavern. Go build next to the mill. Or do you want them actually separated outside of the township itself?
But then we're not getting the benefit of the extra population.
Oh, you will. It doesn't have to be inside of Rid. It's going to be its own township. Is what I'm getting at. I'm about to give you guys a third district. That's going to be your refugee camp.
Would that just negatively impact our unrest, though, having multiple small?
I mean,
Okay,
No,
so
I'd need to
either
look
way,
at-
you have a
Scott.
lot of people you're gonna have to
Scott.
deal with, and you're probably gonna be building a ton of tenement houses. What's up?
So in terms of, we're mixing a little bit of RP and game mechanics, I think.
Please.
So what we intend is for literally rid camp.
Yep.
And in terms of gameplay, I think that means they're in red. Because they're in that hex.
That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to dispute that. It's just the reason why I'm asking is because we're talking about gameplay versus mechanics. If you want them to be in their own camp, I'm going to make a separate map for them right now. That's much smaller than an actual town map. So it's not the 36 squares on it. It's going to be a much smaller version of that. Which means that building up things in there is going to be cheaper and easier. Like, oh, I want to build walls. Way easier and quicker to do because it's a smaller surface area. You know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah,
it would be
sure.
like right next to red.
Yep, so you can
terms of,
have it
like,
mechanically
yeah,
be in red, or you can have it mechanically be
cool,
its own
cool.
location. Your choice.
Lovely.
And there will be an impact either way.
So I think the own little district, but in red.
Okay.
If you know what I mean. Like,
I
yeah,
100% get what you're saying. Perfect. So we're going to do that in red. Now, they need homes to live in. And so because they need homes to live in, they're going to need tenement housing. Because that's the only thing you guys can start to put up quickly. You guys are able to build. You already paid the cost for making your smithy, right? Technically speaking, you're not going to be able to build anything else this round, but I'm going to give you one free build because they are working on it. So we're going to build one free build. Can you go to the Kingdom Tracker sheet and go to the RID tab? Por favor.
Yep.
Okay. I just made a darker green. Do you want that to be their refugee camp?
Well, what population could that sustain is the thing.
What do you mean?
Like you've got 500 people. It's difficult to quantify like how large that area is.
Gotcha. So tenement housing. So that yeah, there's actually specific rules for that. Let me answer your quantify, and then let me tell you the other part. So is it the settlements part? Construction base value founding. 1 second. Nope, it's not this part. It's the buildings part. Where do they talk about this shit? Sorry, give me 1 second. Alignments. No, not kingdom building. Buildings. Where are you buildings? Kingdom building sequence. Here we go. Buildings.
Tenement doesn't say anything explicitly under tenement.
Is there a
Upkeep
grid
phase.
rule for how much can fit on a grid?
There is actually all that stuff. I'm just trying to find the goddamn, and it's literally keeps bringing me to kingdom building versus the buildings, which is where I want to go.
You
There
want
we go.
buildings, so it's kingdom building, settlements, buildings.
Yep, I got it now. Now I just gotta find the actual area, and then this is unfortunately I went to the wrong one.
Add together the minimum rune sizes for all.
District is the word I'm fucking looking for. Here we go. All right, so so a district grid is divided into 9 large blocks. So it goes grid, which is the whole page. Then it's blocks, which is a group of 4 little green squares. Each block consists of 4 smaller lots, right? Treat each lot as 750 feet per side. So it's 1,500 feet, or about 500 meters across one of those blocks is. Okay, so that little area that I made dark green, that's 500 meters by 500 meters. Comprende?
Okay.
So that's a pretty good size.
Yeah, I mean, if you jam pack half a kilometer squared by full of tenements, it's gonna fit at least 500 people.
I mean, we could, in theory, because you're going to have to dedicate this for the sake of building walls, we could, in theory, do 2 areas that's dedicated for them. It's up to you, boys.
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know the benefits or the disadvantages.
Yeah.
This is just an arbitrary decision at the moment for me.
Okay, it's not entirely arbitrary, so you know obviously it's a smaller area, so one of the things you know is like, let's say you were to build a wall, Trump style. You see there's a bit of brown right here. Hold on. Let's say you're to build this wall over here. Whatever the cost is, whatever the benefit is, whatever for building this wall right here, right? The one I just turned red. That is more or less 3 parts for building one wall. Building 2 walls to cover 2 parts of the town. What you could, in theory, do with that same amount of money is build, where are you? This like this. For doing one wall, it would do that for you. And it walls them away from the rest of the town, but also provides defense. Because walls actually provide defense to the town. And it removes unrest. And we're about to start building tenement houses.
Oh yeah, tenement houses are going to give unrest. Okay. I'm fine with either 1 or 2 lots.
Yeah.
Blocks or lots. I should say.
Blocks is correct. So it's 4 or 8 lots. Yep, I know it's annoying trying to memorize all the words.
4 or 8 lots.
Yep.
I'm fine with either.
Jake? Yeah, okay. Did I say that right?
Yeah, same as Tesh. Whatever you want to do.
If you're no consequence, probably. Are you still on the edge?
He's
don't know.
edging. He's edging.
I don't know. I mean, like, we can just build one and then expand it if needs be, I guess.
I guess that's true. If we don't put up walls yet, we can.
And I mean, like, I don't actually like the idea of walling the refugees away from Reed. That seems like just a terrible idea. Considering that we're offering these people citizenship, you don't want to wall them. Like, be like, by the way, you're secondary citizens, don't forget it.
Well, they're not secondary citizens yet.
No, the idea is they're building their permanent houses here.
They're just refugees right now. They're not even secondary citizens.
They're building their permanent houses, so I agree with not walling them away. So I think let's start with 1, and we can expand to 2 if we need to.
Okay, and if you're not worried about walls, awesome. And just so you're in case you're curious about that whole walls thing. Sorry, my apologies. What's the word I'm looking for?
I guess there's a benefit with Rid in the fact that we only have to put walls on 3 sides.
Think about how many fantasy games you play in where there are walls within the city itself, because as cities expand, walls kind of are built past and so on and so forth. So it's not crazy to have walls in the middle of a town, just so you're aware. But let's going to start with the bottom one. So that's going to be tenement right there. 1 tenement housing covers 250 people. So that almost solves your initial wave with just 1 house. Okay.
Cool.
Perfect. Your actual kingdom population. Yep, your unrest increases by 1. Is it for a tenement?
Yep.
I don't know.
Beautiful. I think it's 1.
Oh wait, I think it's
me.
1.
Let me double check.
Yeah,
Tenement is
It's
2
more than-
unrest.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Oy vey.
That's why next time you build a wall somewhere and it reduces unrest. Somewhere that has an impact. All right,
We
perfect.
just build those dirty refugees some proper housing. Look after them proper.
All right. Cool. I love it. This is sexy. It's great. And it only costs you 1 BP, I think.
Well, what we can do is we
Yeah, it only
can
costs 1
build.
BP, yeah, that's
What we can do is we can build them the 1 lot of houses, and they can upgrade their tenements to houses. Problem solved. Instead of making them build another tenement, and then we upgrade the tenement.
But I mean, it's a one-time thing now, so like we're not suffering for having done the tenement.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on. They finally got through
goes
this.
away
That was the
when we
hard
make
part.
houses, which
Yeah.
is nice.
And we've got a whole nother one of these to go.
This is the hard one.
Right, edicts.
Edicts.
Right.
Edicts.
I think edicts should be changed propaganda to standard and recruitment to warlike. To
Again,
balance
propaganda
on-
has more than just the mechanical things that you're looking at. There's also the fact that you are literally putting propaganda out into the world.
But like, having standard propaganda is still having propaganda.
Hashtag Josh is always right.
Like, it's not none. It's standard. It's not even token. So like, it's still there. We're at war with them. We're not like showering them in pamphlets and like shoving them down their throat, firing siege weapons. full of pamphlets.
Propaganda is
Pamphlets.
hearsay being stretched outside of your kingdom to other kingdoms and the peoples that live there. That is what it is.
We're doing that aggressively, but if we go to standard, we're still doing it.
If you're doing it aggressively, what happened when you were doing it aggressively? A bunch of refugees showed up.
Yeah, let's turn that back a bit.
Well, you know, I heard Australia actually has a reputation of that. Oh, too
you
real.
can't talk.
I know. I can't. I know. Like,
At least we keep the families together
Yeah.
when they're in prison.
Whoa.
yeah, we've been taking children from their parents for like 20 years now, and it's just recently hit the news. It's not good. I very much disagree with it. It needs to be corrected, but it's been going on since Bush Jr.'s
So let's see.
administration.
If we change our
Maybe
recruitment
before.
to warlike, it doesn't change consumption. Is that correct? That is correct.
It does not affect consumption, no. It affects
Good.
other things.
Stability goes from 30 to 29, and our economy goes from 18 to. So let's go up to warlike and leave it on aggressive.
Hell yeah.
because that doesn't change consumption.
We are warlike right now. We're fucking at war.
And
We're about
you
to
know
be, at
what?
least.
What happens if we change our taxation from normal to heavy? Loyalty goes down by 2, and economy goes up by 1.
It's important to note that loyalty is going to be a check made to do things like actually changing your recruitment to warlike literally requires a loyalty
loyalty.
check. And then
Okay.
forming armies also requires a loyalty check. But it's pretty easy to do early on. It's only when you're like going over your manpower percentage that it really matters.
Damn, we have holidays twice a month, or every 2 months.
Every
That's
2 months.
amazing.
That's not that much.
That's quite a lot.
You think a
We don't
holiday
have
every
that
2
over-
months?
We don't, because we don't have like all your Thanksgiving, and Halloween isn't really a holiday over here.
Halloween's not a holiday. Halloween's not a holiday here
Yeah,
either.
we have like
but-
a holiday every couple months. Like, if
I know.
that.
We have like bank holidays, but that doesn't count.
I mean, well, we have like Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Martin Luther King Day, Victory over Japan Day is a horrible one that Rhode Island does.
Do you guys have days off?
Yeah, those are days off. I'm telling you.
We don't. We don't. So we've just had the 11th of November, which is
No, fifth. Remember the 5th of November.
no,
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Guy Fawkes do it on the 11th?
no. We're not talking
The
about Guy
gunpowder
Fawkes.
treason.
We're talking about it's in memoriam for soldiers who died in the war.
Oh, gotcha. We have Memorial Day. We also
let's do the gunpowder
Yeah,
treason.
we don't
plot.
celebrate the
Yeah.
guy who tried to blow up government.
Why not? He showed your government that they needed to correct themselves, and you have since learned to
we
urge
burn
your
an
way.
effigy of him, Scott. We burn an effigy of him.
Burn an effigy. God, that's some voodoo shit right there.
It's like, hey, you did good, but you're also trying to kill a lot of people.
All right. So
Right, yeah. So I think we leave propaganda and aggressive and move recruitment to warlike because we need that. Otherwise, we're going to get butt pounded by Howard Gwen.
okay. So why don't we have somebody make a loyalty check?
Please don't make art of that.
Oh God. Luckily, very few artists watch the show. Most of the artists are of the Frank caliber. So, all right, somebody just has to make that loyalty check. Let me just double check my.
I just rolled badly, so I'll roll well this time, right?
Give me 1 moment. I have to find.
Why
it.
have you said that? Now you said that, we're screwed.
No, I'm going to roll well. / roll 1d20 plus 15. What do I have to beat?
For that one, it's usually your control DC.
What the?
But for that one, it's actually not so bad. It's actually going to be, I think it's control DC minus, like you have a +5 to the roll. So it's a -5 to the DC, so it's a 24.
What?
It's not easy.
What?
All right, let's go.
It's like, oh no, it's easy early. Oh, you
I rolled a 2
motherfucker.
again. 2 consistently across the board.
Why did we let you do this?
I normally don't roll this badly.
So he tries to move. So this is what happens.
No. They don't do it. They go to the stockades.
That's actually an option, by the way. So this is what happens. You try to convince your peoples to. We're going to do this as a bit of an RP thing or whatever later on, but we can. We don't have to. You try to convince your peoples to recruit more, to join the war effort, to fight, so on and so forth. And unfortunately, so who is it that speaks to you on this? This would be a combination of mostly Elliot, but also like Leon, who's like asking, we need the numbers. I don't care. We need the numbers. Speak to the people.
Does five more than 5 less mean something worse on these rolls?
No, not in this roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in this roll. Hold on. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure we're fine in this roll. I'll check it during the break because my laptop actually has that book open. My laptop's upstairs. So more or less, she's like, we need these people, and just Elliot kind of comes back and informs you guys are one of your war councils or whatever. He's like, we've sent out the pamphlets, we've spoken to the people, we've talked about the dangers that are in front of us. We've talked about this, but frankly, the people don't see the dangers of soldiers at their doorstep. They see the dangers of refugees taking their homes. They see the dangers of a taxed economy, of all of the coffers of the kingdom being poured into making homes for these people to live. They don't really care about the war. They want to stay with their families instead of having strangers walking amongst them. We will try and try again, but unfortunately, they're not exactly motivated. Good news. Next time you attempt this check, you get a +5. Because you failed.
Too late. We need that now.
Aggressive propaganda is bread being thrown at people with one's name on it.
Someone's gonna get a piece of bread with 1 on it and be like, "What does this mean? Does this mean there's a 2? So I don't understand."
Just what? One loaf?
I got 1.
One loaf. Yeah.
Did I win?
Did I win? I'm imagining one of Midori's old comics where like a guy just walks and all of a sudden it's like poof. Did I win? oh God, sorry. All right, moving on. All right, so next part of the kingdom phase, because this is the best thing that we do in this game. Because you failed. Neil's a failure.
No, you failed, Scott.
Is the
Failed us.
withdraw or deposit BP. So you can take BP out of your nation to give yourself coin, or you can put your coin into the nation to grow BP, including selling magic items.
How much gold do you have, everyone?
You know, it would be good as well if you could finally allow Tesh to roll to identify the magic items that I took out of the chest. So
he
leveled.
Yeah, you guys leveled. You will be able to do that. Absolutely.
No, but he
we did do some. I thought we did do some rolls.
No, I asked at the end of last session, and Scott was like, "And that's all we got time for." And
That's
gotcha.
right,
Yeah, why don't you?
yeah.
You know what? That's a really good point, Jake. Why don't we do that? I'm so awesome, aren't I? Oh God. If only we knew how great I was.
Hit dice as well.
Okay, can someone take note while I do this?
Hit dice
so
goes
I
last,
can just
'cause
do
that's exciting.
the rolling and stuff. So someone record what we end up with.
What am I doing?
you just see it in the Roll20 chat. You'll just see every roll you make, and then.
I don't know what what am I rolling for then? What are the things?
I believe the first one you don't have identified is pipes.
Oh no! It's okay. It turns out I got ready for this last time. I forgot I got ready for this. Got a list. Okay. Here's the pipes, in brackets bagpipes.
Oh God, worst instrument. It's up there with accordion.
Oh damn it!
Yeah, unfortunately a terrible
What did I
roll.
roll?
But
5.
You leveled after you received these, and so I'm going to immediately allow a reroll.
Yeah.
But if you fail twice, you fail. Hey! It's called Pipes of the Sewers. Pipes of the Sewers. Which is why they're
that's not what I
bagpipes.
was expecting.
Listen, you might have national pride when it comes to bagpipes, but they sound like 17 cats being tortured to death. Which you'd think I'd like that noise, but I don't want the cats to be tortured.
Man.
Huh? Like, ugh.
I was in a pipe band.
So they
can make good sound. It's how you play it.
Listen, bagpipes and accordions.
They can be played in a way that's annoying, and they can be played in a way that's good.
Agreed.
I like Weird Al. He uses accordions, and when he uses them, it's terrible. All right, pipes have 3 charges. Bonus. Sorry. I'm looking at pipes to the sewers in 5e. That's bad. Bad, Scott. Wrong game.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put look
Professional
up.
DM.
This is
If it
rat
can
swarms.
be looked up, I'm gonna put look up. As in, like, if it's not a custom item, I'm gonna put
No,
look up
you're
so
fine.
we can fill in the details later.
Rat swarms. Yep, you could be, what was his name? Wilbur? Willoughby? Willard? What was that old movie? Alright, go ahead. Next one.
Okay. It's a hat.
Yep.
Oh no. So I get 2 shots of this, right?
Si, senor. Oh, so close to a
Oh,
one.
it's okay.
Guess what? It's a hat of disguise.
We've got 2 of them.
Well, you have one. The other one's in the kingdom that can be purchased. So, things in the kingdom don't belong to you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, still, we have one
Excuse
now.
me?
You can take them, but it causes unrest.
Oh, yoink!
You're like,
hey now.
yeah.
Hey
I
now.
took this guy's hat, but we built this wall. It's shiny. It's beautiful. It is a perfect wall. It is a perfect wall.
Oh, no, it's the best wall.
It's the best wall.
Okay. The whitish stone.
Everyone's like mad, like, who took his hat? And he's like, the ruler just turns around and is like, I'm gonna build a wall. And everyone just, just loses their shit, just goes crazy for it.
Lock her up. Lock her. What? Where did that come from? 21
enough
fails.
of-
Roll again.
Okay.
16 fails. You have no
right.
idea what the whitish stone is.
The whitish stone. Okay. Vial.
Yep. Luckily, Neil can attempt this stuff too. I think.
Can I?
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you have detect magic. But go ahead, Vial. This one's actually This one's actually easier. It's a volatile vaporizer. I think you guys already got one of these before.
I know what this does.
This is for
I have one.
this is for a 3rd level potion.
Noise.
Yeah.
So we can attach it to our 3rd level holy shield and go.
Do you even vape, bro? Do you even vape?
No, it's a
And then
vaporizer.
investments.
I know it's freebasing. I know.
Come on, Scott.
anyway. Okay. So now vestments.
Hey, these are called the mnemonic. There we go. I had to pronounce that.
Mnemonic.
Mnemonic vestments. God, that is a struggle for me. This is very much a good thing, I think, for Tesh. Yeah, if the wearer is a spontaneous caster, and it kind of goes on from there. So those are for you, Tesh.
Okay. I'll have a look at what these do.
Delicate looking
Has this been
blue
active-
silk robe is adorned with tiny embossed runes across its entire surface. You can look like
It's
a
a
wizard.
spell slot storing thing. I bet. Because mnemonic is memory.
I'll have to look it up.
That's why I can't remember how to say it.
I think
Next,
that's every. Oh no! Wait, no, wait. There's a vest.
yep, and the belt too.
Yeah, no, I had to scroll down further with the way notes work on this is weird. Okay, so the vest now. Ooh.
Hey, it's called an all tools vest. So like every pocket that you open has Neil in it. You're like, wow, it's tool everywhere. So with your all tools vest, what it is whenever you need a tool, you just gotta like reach in and like, oh, I got it. I got what I need.
That's amazing.
And one more.
You know what I really should have done first before doing any of these? Is that amulet that we don't know that we also do know, but our characters don't know, that makes is like a +5 to spellcraft.
Why don't you do that one right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
Like, oh, hey, look what I found sitting next to this belt I'm about to look at. Guess what? It gives you a +5 to your spellcraft for identifying things.
So I'm gonna put that
Actually,
on.
I think it gives you a +5 to spellcraft for everything pertaining to scrolls. Is that what it was?
I don't know. I thought it was everything, but that could be what it is.
I think it's pertaining to scrolls.
For scrolls.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
identification
that's
and
okay
use of scrolls. Yeah.
Then that's not too bad. Then I didn't stuff up too bad.
Now do your
now-
belt.
Yeah, the last one, the belt.
Just in the stream, you peeked.
I love
Oh, the
just
belt.
the cattail that's just like wiggling around.
You know, it's always my face, and I was like, This is actually called an endless potion belt.
Oh.
So you know there's 4 pockets in this belt? We had said that beforehand.
Yeah.
Each pocket can actually hold 4 potions in it. So it's almost like, do you know those coin dispensers? Like, ooh, a quarter. Ooh, a quarter. Ooh, a
It's
quarter.
like a Pez dispenser.
Yeah, like a Pez dispenser. That's a better one. So the cool thing is, like, if you wanted to have, like, oh, here's my Cure Light Wounds Pez dispenser. Here's my Enlarged Person Pez dispenser. Here's my
really cool.
Cialis Pez dispenser. Here's my, Blessed Weapon Pez
Inflict
dispenser.
wounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
And that's
drink
definitely
inflict
one's
wounds.
belt, right?
Yeah. Don't drink me. Drink me.
And like someone you don't like, it's like, please, I need some help, and you're like, here you are. Now, obviously, like, why else would he have this on his belt alongside his healing potions? I can clearly see. So they drink it and then just.
All right.
Ooh, piece of candy.
The one that you failed, you get to Neil can try to identify.
Oh yeah.
Hells yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry. This is called a Steadfast Gut Stone.
Whoa. Okay.
Eat it and it helps you digest. Just like a big dinosaur.
This fist-sized chunk of white stone seems too large to fit inside a human's mouth, but may be swallowed with ease as a standard action by Neil. Neil's like, oh, I do this all the time. Once ingested, it stays active for up to a week, maneuvering itself within the body to protect the wearer's vital organs. It protects you against like critical hits and sneak attacks and stuff like that.
Holy shit.
Right, so like you're telling me, you eat this stone, it's sitting in your gut. Someone stabs a spear in your throat, it just bursts through your fucking bowel, through your ribs, and just blocks the spear, and then settles back down. And you're there like, ah.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's better than the spear.
You're like, I have a severely perforated bowel, and will die of sepsis very shortly. Oh my god.
Josh, see, it was funny because they're not from America, so they have different drugs, so they didn't know the Cialis joke.
No, that one went.
Yep, it's okay. It was for the Americans. We've all seen the bathtub on the beach commercials, like. All right, that's everything. Beautiful. We're gonna want to take a break soon because we're all gonna die otherwise. All right.
Yes.
BP.
Scott's been pushing us for 2 hours straight.
BP, economy check, all that beautiful stuff. Oh god, I've died.
Oh yeah, let's do our income. Quick.
Hold on, before you get to
I'm
roll for
taking
that.
over, Scott.
Are
Stand
you-
aside.
Are you selling, or are you selling any of your items or spending cash into
Yeah,
BP?
Scott.
You
Scott
had asked the
interrupted us,
party.
didn't he?
You had no.
How much gold does everyone have?
Correct. Actually, Jake interrupted us with a brilliant idea.
Quiet, you. Go back to stroking your cat.
Quiet, Jake. Test Jake. Stroke your. Yeah.
How much gold does everyone have?
3,890.
3,890.
3,310.
3,310, and I have just over 3,000. So we're each sitting on 3,000. That should be enough to hire mercenaries.
You get about 10K. That's pretty solid. Yep.
Cool. So I think we don't put anything in, and we don't take anything out.
Now, magic items can also be pushed through that way to earn BP for the nation too, but it's I get 4,000 gold becomes 1 BP.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to be that worth it unless we have a lot to push through.
How much are boots of friendly terrain? We should sell those. 'Cause they're for
Those aren't yours to sell.
They're in our
you
town.
want to bet?
They belong to one of the people that run the people in town. Probably it was
Take it off that townsperson and sell it back.
it was probably created by one of the priests at the Temple of Roga. Because right now your item creation establishments happen to be temples.
That's true. You mean
So-
shrine?
Shrines, my apologies. You guys aren't good enough for temples.
Ooh.
Exactly.
It's just like, gets done praying. Ooh, look at this, nice boots. Mine now.
Josh, would you say your bladder was like, oh yeah? All right. So, do we want to sell any magic items on our person? Scroll through our individual character sheets quickly and see if there's a collection of 1 to 5 items that you're just like, eh.
I don't think so.
Not at the moment, I think.
No, not at the moment.
You guys are like, I want all the items. I see what you do in Lost Initiative.
We can always discuss this in break.
Okay.
Because we've got another one coming up.
Correct.
So.
Correct to all
Now,
of that.
I've rolled terribly, so I believe it's up to Tesh to roll really well on collecting taxes.
I do want to try and sell my mole gold coins though.
Oh
So
yeah.
it'd be worth a fair bit if I can actually
Do
sell
I have
them.
any? No, I've sold my.
Yeah,
my
do I have any?
collection.
That's a good point.
You get the result of that next month. So you're going to attempt now, and next month you make the roll. Oh, next month you make the roll there, Jake. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we know
So
that's on the
next month
docket.
I make the roll. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because you're establishing now, go try to sell these for me. Beautiful. All right, so then that brings us down to the tail end of all this, which is the economy roll and what it is the patrons give you and whether or not there's an event.
Shall I roll a natty 20? Shall I do it?
I think you should roll a natty 1, which means you
I
saw
think
it.
I
Wow.
don't trust you to roll again.
I'm feeling the natty 20 coming up. Slash roll
Okay, fine. I'll try-
D20 plus. What's economy?
17 with your unrest.
17
This
Yeah,
is your
mind you,
last chance.
that's because 13 comes from patrons.
divided by 3.
You're lucky by
do
them.
you just put slash 3? Does that work in roll 20? Josh?
I
let's
think
confirm.
so. I think it divides by 3 for you. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
press
this
it.
isn't. Well, let's hope so.
No, because it'll do the divide first.
Oh yeah. Do your order of
So I'll
operations.
put it-
Add parentheses.
Put it in brackets. There we go.
Parentheses. Not brackets.
Natty 20 ink. It's a 15. That's not bad. Let's
Okay.
round it up.
No, it's rounds down.
Ah.
Hey, are you going to luck roll that?
Yeah, I mean it would be dumb not to know.
Yeah.
I've clicked it.
You shouldn't have done the whole divide by 3 now, because now with the luck roll, it's
Well,
gonna
I
keep
didn't
feel
know I was
confusing.
gonna luck roll it. All right. It's not luck rolling for me. Well,
Yeah, and we're not seeing it either. I don't want you to hit it like 7 more times. Just give it another, like, say 10 seconds, then press it again.
Oh, I pushed it like 2 times.
Oh, jeez. 0 luck die.
Don't blame this on us.
I'm gonna refresh the page.
To be fair, we're not seeing
It's
it
gonna
either.
refresh and they're all gonna pour through.
The page is refreshing. The page
Whoop, whoop,
has
whoop, whoop,
refreshed.
whoop, whoop.
I am now in the page, and I am pushing the roll luck button in 3, 2,
Thank you,
1.
Madden.
Unfortunately, the roll luck button
Are we
is
sure the
broken.
roll lock button still works?
Scott has broken the roll luck button.
It's not working. That's weird. Huh.
Uh,
Why don't you
lots of
just slash roll 1d4?
Yeah, lots of changes happened, and
Woo! That's 2 more BP. That's 2 more BP. That's sexy.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to find where the luck tracker sheet is on
weird.
this. But either way, that's 2. Sorry, that's 2 more BP. So that's 12. And do you want to know what the patrons give you this month?
What?
Nah, just don't tell us.
8 more. So you have 20 more BP gets added on.
Oh, yes.
You see that disappear quick. Don't worry. All right. And the last thing we're going to roll is last time there was a 25% chance, which means this time there's a 75% chance.
Uh-oh.
We'll have Tesh roll this one.
Oh, no.
Tesh, it's good to be high.
D100?
Yeah, you want high, I want low.
Hey!
Good job.
Oh, that's not high enough, though.
Not high enough. It's good to be high. Let's see what happens when we come back from this break.
Why
Goodbye.
have you
I
done this?
demand-
Okay, wait,
I demand
don't
double the break,
cut it
Scott.
off.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're gonna take a nice
Before
hearty
we-
break. What's up?
Cut it off. In Kingmaker spoilers, I'm posting that video I said I would of the koalas fighting,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can all see the fact they're
Screaming
fucking demons.
koalas.
Thank you. Appreciate it on that one. All right, everybody, we're going to take a nice hearty break. I'm going to get a coffee and actually get food because, what is it, Neil had messaged me like I was making a joke, and I legit, because I passed out on a couch last night, I legit like took a picture of myself. My one eye was partially open. I was like, I am barely awake right now. It was like, I don't know, 8:07 in the morning. We went live at 8:30. I was like, there we go. Anyways, all right, I'll be back. Bye. I need food, coffee, and your mom.
So